What?
My mic wasn't on. Oh shit! I don't know why it was off. I didn't. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Backlog Butchers. I'm your host today, Flip, with my buddy Brendan. How are you today?
This is the second time I've said it, but
Yeah.
no, I'm leaving for Vegas tomorrow, so I haven't done a damn thing to like prepare or pack for it. So that'll be cool. But it's gonna be a busy ass week. So
How long are you gone for?
uh 4 days. I come
Ooh.
back Thursday, so 3 days really, but like it's just booked solid with work stuff. Like I'm not gonna go gamble or anything like that. So it's literally gonna be bunch of meetings, bunch of demos for stone cutting equipment and schmoozing, I guess. So I mean, I guess there will be some fun in there because I'll probably get some drinks. I signed up for a couple of things too that are like the happy hour events. So they do like a equipment demo with drinks. So
Damn. Okay. I mean,
I'll do that.
honestly, that sounds a lot better than gambling, to be completely honest with you.
I'm not the biggest gambler either. I gotta say, like we went to the last time we went to Vegas. My wife and I went and did it. I'm like, the only cool part about this is the fact that I keep getting like a couple of drinks and I can smoke in here. That's about it. Now I'm not smoking, so
Yeah. True.
there's that. Other than the occasional cigar, I had a cigar today. That felt pretty good. So
I mean, cigar, you don't inhale it, so I mean, it's different. I do like cigars myself. I am very into like Romeo and Juliet's, or surprisingly, the Maker's Mark cigars are actually pretty good.
oh yeah, those are pretty good. What did I have? Fuck, I forgot what the label was. I don't know. I tried a new one today and it was pretty fucking good, so I saved the label for it. So
okay.
but other than that, man, just been kind of prepping for the next few games that we're going to be talking about once we get off of the Halo kick for a bit until we circle back to Halo Infinite.
Right. No, I'm kind of glad we're pretty much done with Halo right now till we, circle back to Infinite. So,
yeah.
and speaking of Halo,
that being said, I've also been playing a shit ton of Infinite, so.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, speaking of Halo, I did send it in our Discord earlier. Did you watch the trailer for the Halo show?
I haven't yet. Honestly, I've been kind of just big chilling with the wife and kids and stuff like that. Like we binged the whole Netflix show today. So
which one?
No, what was that new one that came out? The girl in the window staring at the girl in the window or some shit like that. I don't remember. It had what's her name? Kristen Bell from
Twilight.
No.
Wait, no, never mind. Sorry.
Anna from Frozen.
Yeah. No, she's also
I think she was in Veronica Mars.
Yeah, no, she was like Veronica Mars. As soon as you said Kristen, I immediately thought Kristen Stewart.
She was just in something recently though that I watched.
I have no idea.
I'm googling it right now because it was just like a scary movie or a horror thriller movie that I watched recently.
Horror movie.
Yeah, I was like, I can't see her. My wife was like, "That's the girl from Twilight," and I was like, "What?" Because I didn't watch Twilight because I'm an adult male. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Yeah, that's the girl from Twilight. I can't ever not see her as that." Underwater.
I've
came
never
out last year. It was actually pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're like really? Trapped. It's got like TJ Miller from Silicon Valley in it.
I love TJ Miller though. He's funny as shit.
Oh, he's awesome, dude. It was actually pretty fucking good. Like they're trapped in an underwater station thing and they got to get out. Like it's totally like fucking rote. And nothing really special about it, but it was pretty fucking well done. I'm not gonna lie to you. So
yeah, the last movie I fell asleep to like an hour and a half of it yesterday, but I went to my parents' house yesterday and watched The Last Duel, the one that Ridley Scott directed last year. It has Matt Damon in it, Adam Driver, Ben Affleck has like a very small supporting role in it. Dude, that movie was fucking.
I just watched something with Matt Damon in it recently, and it was not something I expected to see him in. It was like, oh fuck, hang on, I gotta Google it real quick. But like, it's funny when you watch these movies, right? Mm-hmm. And like all of a sudden, just this random fucking like cameo appears in the middle of it, and you're like, well
I mean, that's what I thought when Matt Damon just randomly appeared in Thor Ragnarok, or no, in No, one of the Thor movies. He just randomly appeared in, and I'm like, wait. Oh, it was Ragnarok.
Was it?
Yeah, no, it was funny as shit. I was like, I wasn't expecting Matt Damon to be in a Marvel movie.
Unsane.
I've
Insane is
I've
the
never
movie.
heard
It's
of that
another
either.
like really like kind of like it was actually honestly like no shit. This was actually a pretty good movie. Is this girl gets like forcibly acquitted into a mental asylum and she's like not crazy but she's kind of crazy. Um, and just randomly in the middle of this fucking movie, just Matt Damon has maybe like a minute and a half cameo in the middle of it, and I'm
Shit.
like, I sat there watching this movie and I'm like, my wife, we're just hanging, and I'm like, baby, why the fuck is Matt Damon in this thing? She's like,
Oh
what?
no.
We were about. I said, that's fucking Matt Damon. She's like,
Well,
why? What?
but if you think about it, he makes cameos in a lot of shit though too. Um, shit. What? It was one of my
What?
favorite movies growing up. Euro Trip.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's true. Well, I looked it up, and it turns out he's like friends with the director or some shit like that, and so that he
dude,
was like doing him a solid, just like showing up in the middle of this fucking movie. It
he's
was just bizarre,
he's
though.
like friends with everybody. I feel.
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean,
he shows up
he's
in
been
so
around for this
much.
long.
Yeah, I mean, I still loved him in what was it? Goodwill Hunting, right?
Good Will Hunting. My favorite Matt Damon movie is still Dogma, but
Dude, Dogma
uh,
was. I mean,
just because it's such a good fucking flick.
yeah. No, I agree. It was funny as shit. But to get back on track, today we are discussing Halo 5 Guardians, which was definitely better than Halo 4, for sure.
Really?
I did like it a little more than Halo 4. There are things that I
I'd
didn't
say
like,
it's more
things I did.
memorable than Halo 4, but
No, for
not.
sure. I, so gameplay wise, I enjoyed it a lot more than Halo 4. It was a little tougher, of course, in some aspects, but I
Well, it
don't
was
know.
bizarre. It was bizarre. Like an open kimono, right? I've played everything up on PC, mouse, and keyboard up until this point.
Oh yeah, it was
It,
weird.
and to discuss Halo 5, right? It's kind of bizarre that the game in the middle of the 343 trilogy is just landlocked on Xbox still,
Right,
while they've brought everything else over to PC at this point.
right. No, you would think
It's
that they would
like
have. They had
I
so
don't know,
much
man.
time, especially when they already have assets for it. Because didn't they put Halo 5 like Forge on PC so
Mhm.
people can make like dope ass maps and shit?
Yep, and it played really good. I booted up on the PC just to see how it would be with like mouse and keyboard. It felt really good. Like honestly,
Then
like, and that's the one thing I will say about Halo 5, especially back in the day. This is how I remember playing it. Like, I played it a lot, honestly. Just for the multiplayer. I still think, even with Infinite, I still think Halo 5 multiplayer is still like the best multiplayer.
I
Personally,
didn't play enough of it, but from what I remember, I did enjoy it when it came out. I think the only thing that was off-putting at the time were the way that they did microtransactions for that game, honestly.
yes,
But I mean,
yeah, because
they
you had
were
to buy cards for that Warzone mode or whatever.
yeah, they
Which
were
which
testing
was
the
bizarre.
waters with it too. And I mean, I'm glad they kind of took that style out, you know?
Mhm.
Um and I mean, I'm sure people who are listening to this or watching this right now are going to be like, you support like microtransactions in Halo Infinite, which I do, honestly, because we get to one support a franchise that we do love, right? But I do agree with some people saying that maybe it should be lower, which they did lower, you know,
Mhm.
but maybe give us some better option stuff.
It's it's interesting to look back though, because this game comes out like Halo 5 comes out in the middle of the throes of the blind box too,
Oh
which was
yeah.
a bizarre uh, that was a scummy phenomenon. And I think that's where the souring taste of microtransactions really kind of comes into the forefront, right? You look at games like Overwatch and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
2014 to 16 era, right?
Right.
Culminating in Battlefront 2. um
Oh, that had
which
the
was the true fucking like
yeah.
that was the one that everybody turned on, right? Like,
Right, which then they turned around and was actually a really
oh,
after
for
they
sure. Well, they
took that
took out all that
yeah,
bullshit out.
right.
But like buying the rec packs in Halo 5 was I don't know. never really thought about it that much at the time because like like I was saying, I played so much of the multiplayer that like it wasn't even funny. And I fuck it, if I had a couple free bucks here and there, I'd buy some fucking rec packs or whatever.
Right.
Like who cared, right?
Yeah, and I mean the armor customization in that game was phenomenal from what.
Oh, it was dope, dude. Oh my god, I still stand by. I think was it too sweaty at times? Yes, Halo 5
I can
was
see that.
competitively. But they really catered to that competitive ranked scene, right? It wasn't just like where a lot of them just kind of felt throwaway and whatever, and you had your main progression as well as your rank progression, but like the rank progression was not nearly at the forefront. This wasn't Halo 5. I remember staying up for like 8 hours a night, like constantly playing this, like hammered. So I was playing with one of my old buddies, Chaferton, who I played Infinite with a few times too, and me and him would literally stay up until 3, 4, 5 in the morning on work nights, like just
Okay.
crunk as fuck. I'd be outside I positioned my TV to where I could play sitting outside on the back porch,
Hell,
and I'd be chain smoking cigarettes
Jesus Christ.
while drinking copious amounts of whiskey, like to the point where like I was like not going into work like probably
That's
2 or 3 days out of the week because I was
that's
fucked up.
crazy.
Like that's how much I was playing Halo 5 at the time. It was such a good fucking time, dude. Like
Which hold on.
it's so sad that this game feels so good to play, and yet narratively, like it's just a kind of a dumpster fire.
Right. Uh when did Halo
27 October 27, 2015.
oh 2015, dude, that's such a long time ago.
No, I mean think about it. It's been 6 years. 6 years
Fuck.
since we've had a core Halo franchise, right?
I actually didn't real I for some reason I was thinking it came out in like 2016 for whatever reason, even though I clearly remember where I was and knowing that that time frame for me wasn't 2016. So, but
Yeah. I remember. I remember. I was hyped for this game, dude. Like honestly, like not
ooh,
even like I was.
I
It's,
had
it's
just
disingenuous to say though because I wasn't like bleh, about like every other Halo game, but like
yeah,
I was up at midnight, fucking ready to play, ready to get my Halo 5 Guardians on, ready to see what the next tale of the Master Chief was.
right. If I remember correctly, I had that same month I remember being super ready for Halo just because I think I went to pretty sure I went to New York Comic Con. I think that was like the last year I went to New York Comic Con and just seeing so much like advertising for the game and
Really?
I remember picking up a limited edition like Halo 4 like Master Chief like figure there. I would show it, but I actually don't have it with me right now. It's in storage right now. But I
Hmm.
do remember picking that up because it was a limited.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like and yes, yes, this game feels really good to play. It'd be. I mean, I think we have to really launch into what is most remembered about this game, which is how fucking terrible the writing is and how terrible the
Yeah.
story
Okay. So before we get into the story, so all right, the design, right? I like the character designs in this game, right?
is.
They don't suffer from draft neck as much as they did in Halo 4.
True.
Um, and the armor looked really nice. Blue team's armor was phenomenal. I
Hmm.
loved seeing their armor. Um, minus maybe Linda's. Linda's was a little wonky to me.
Like 17 lights on the front. Like you're supposed to be this
Right,
fucking sniper, and you got light. I'm like,
right,
what the fuck is going on with this armor design? Like, I think it's cool. Like it's a cool. Like the helmet's fucking dope, right? It reminds me of EOD and
right.
in Halo 3. But like, what the fuck is like?
Fred had probably the best helmet design in my opinion. His looked badass for whatever reason, and I for the longest time that was actually my like profile picture for Xbox when it came.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's actually dope. His was sick, yeah, totally. Like,
And I liked his
I'm
colors.
I'm looking at it now, right? Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if like one of these seasons of Halo Infinite, you will get these armor sets in there,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Just because they're cool. Even honestly, I don't hate like Locke's armor either. Like,
I
and Osai or
oh, I mean, Osiris had some awesome looking armor, right? I
yeah,
think who
yeah,
was
it
it?
was just
Was it I actually liked Veil Olympia Veil's armor. Her armor was actually pretty sleek looking, to be completely honest with you.
yeah. The
Um
problem is you don't know who any of these fucking people
yeah, you're just
are.
besides Buck.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
bringing Buck back is so fucking clutch, dude.
He
I
was
love Buck still.
probably like one of the best written characters in this one just because you actually knew him from Halo 3 ODST, you
Yeah,
know? And I mean, you would know pretty much everyone from Blue Team at that point if you were lore nerds like we are.
yeah.
Um,
See, and that's what this whole game, like
well,
beginning to end, falls apart for me. Right? Is because
well,
the needed knowledge of the expanded lore is like fucking astronomical.
right. They did try to add the fact that they try to add some of the lore to it, especially when uh Osiris, finally catches up to Blue Team, right?
Hmm.
And they're like, why would they follow him? And then I think it was Buck. He's like, because they're family. They've known each other for so long and everything. So you get to see that family bond that Blue Team has, that they'll
Hmm.
follow each other no matter what the fuck is going on.
Oh
Even if
yeah,
they haven't seen each other in, years.
yeah,
So, which I mean, I loved seeing Blue Team interact, especially when I think it was Fred. He asked Chief. He's like, "Are you all right?" and everything, like because all of them were worried about him because they're trying to save Cortana and everything.
hmm,
So seeing how he's acting really like worried them because they've known each other their whole since they were 6,
yeah.
since they were kidnapped and put through fucking boot camp and shit at 6 years old. So
I,
um
and I do think that the blue team missions are the three of them that there
oh, those are the best.
are actually solid, right?
Yeah.
Like with actual like development. I think it helps. So I think back when playing this a lot to Halo 2, right? And how off-putting it was to play more of the Arbiter than you did of the Chief. At least it felt that way, right? Because the Arbiter missions were so
Right.
much longer.
But
And now this time around, you play as Osiris for probably four
se-
fifths of the
yeah,
game,
75% of it.
and short of Buck, like
You don't have an
who the fuck
attachment.
are these
Yeah.
idiots, right?
I thought honestly, I felt like Locke was so badly written, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, really? You don't
I
say.
like even I remember when before Halo 5 came out, they had all those like vid docs on Locke and everything, learning his story and everything, but
Hmm.
it still at that time didn't give me enough to really like resonate with him.
No,
And I just didn't like his character's attitude at all. And
it, the problem that I have with all of the writing in this is everybody is a fucking one note joke.
right,
Like in the core cast, right? So you look at Osiris and you look at Blue Team, right? Blue Team, I mean, you see them for maybe like an hour and a half of the actual fucking game. So like there's no time to even develop anything there. But like all this time you spend with Osiris and like no development happens between any of these four people, right? Like
right.
there's no character development in literally any of them. And
Yeah.
the only reason why Buck stands out is because you dealt with Buck and
Yeah,
you
you've
see
met
Buck
him.
as a character in ODST, right? If you don't pay attention to any of the extra shit that Halo does, like to a pro and a con, right? I think it's more of a detriment in this case because like at this point I'd fallen out of reading the books and shit. So like
Yeah.
I pop into Halo 5 and I'm like, all right, let's fucking go. Pop
Right.
that shit in. All of a sudden, I'm watching the Michael Bay version of fucking Halo as they slide down this ice.
Which that was probably the most badass opening we've ever seen in the Halo franchise, in my opinion.
Yeah, but like once again, like that's not what I come to Halo for.
Oh no, of
like
course.
when you think about Halo, right? I think slower. I think methodical.
Right.
I think orchestral overtures with Gorgarian monk chants and not
Yeah.
not sliding down, fucking boosting down a falling avalanche of ice while shooting Covenant in the head.
Right. Which
looks cool. I'm not gonna, and honestly, and I say this with all the cinematic design for almost every cutscene.
Yeah,
it looks cool. Like,
oh no, it looks cool, but those aren't what Spartans are supposed to be.
and just the direction that it takes is just so action focused, right? It's off putting as somebody who's played every fucking Halo game. And don't get me wrong, like in every other Halo game, there is like the big payoff, like end cutscene. Like you think of like, Chief running at the end of after he kills the Prophet of Regret and the fucking Covenant's glass and the bridge behind him, and he jumps and he flies into the fucking thing, like
yeah,
or when he falls with the bomb and shit like that. Like there's cool moments in there, but there's the slow build up in the payoff, right? It's like Halo 5 wanted to come out of the gate, smack you in the fucking teeth, and just never let you go.
Oh yeah,
and it just
no, I agree with that 100% because, like you said, it was pretty much nonstop action the entire time. We started off as Osiris, didn't we?
Yeah.
They're the ones sliding down the hill. So I mean, if you think about it, that's the newer Spartan generation too. So that fire team went differently as opposed to, if you think about it, Spartan 2s were mainly for, slipping in and doing stealth missions to begin with. But if they needed to be on the front lines, they were the ones that they would send to. So
yeah.
Whereas Spartan 4s are a little bit more disposable.
I mean, they were designed to be that way, right?
Yeah.
But my core complaint still comes back to, if you don't know any of the EU shit,
Oh yeah.
you're
Right.
just, I don't know.
We
haven't even gotten to any sort of story, right? Because like they're like literally from front to back, I can't tell you what happens in this game. Like legit.
So the parts that I remember, I barely remember any of the beginning besides when Osiris finally catches up to Blue Team, right? And we have that shitty fight between Master Chief and Locke, and you're just kind of like, first of all, Master Chief usually would whoop his ass, not, be very like evenly matched. Like, yes, Locke has the like super soldier like serum, but it wasn't to the point where like Master Chief and all the other Spartan 2s were. But
yeah.
And I feel like Master Chief's reflexes would have been so much quicker as opposed to his. And the video I sent to you like a few months ago, the realistic like fight, that's how I always pictured it being, where he takes on like the entire Osiris team by himself and called it a day,
Yeah.
But I remember that scene's memorable to me. I actually like the saying Helios stuff.
And I think that part's really fucking cool too.
Right.
Like, especially bringing the Arbiter back. Like that section felt like a good complete thing, right? Like this. So this is it just in this last playthrough, and I'll be clear. I went into this game not remembering a fucking thing about Halo 5. Like other than the fight, and other than like the end, and that's about it.
Right. So I remembered the fight saying Helios because I enjoyed being on saying Helios, and then the end as well.
And what I got from this playthrough was simply this.
Right.
Locke goes and gets Halsey. Halsey says, yo, stuff.
We have to stop Cortana. Bring me John back. alive.
Yeah, I didn't even remember that.
Right.
That's the sad part. Then Master Chief is on a cool dark ship, trying to get a thing. Um, he gets the thing, but then he hears Cortana, and then he goes after Cortana, and Lasky gets mad and tells
Yeah.
him not to do it. Then then you go then you go back as Locke, and you go onto a planet, and an AI runs the planet.
Well, they
But
didn't know
then
he was an AI.
yeah, but it's a rampant AI, and
Right.
then the Guardian comes out, and the AI says, "I'm with you, Cortana. This will stop me from going banana pants."
Which can I be completely honest about the Guardians? I'm kind of
Yeah.
happy that they gave them a form in this because remember playing like Halo 2 like multiplayer and you would
Mhm.
just like randomly die and it would say killed by the Guardians. It it was honestly a little nice to see something
Yeah.
like oh these are the motherfuckers that were just randomly killing me in Halo
Yeah.
2.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. And then Locke and Chief fight, and then Chief goes through a portal, and then
yeah,
Chief goes to a Forerunner world and finds Cortana. And then
yep,
Osiris needs to go activate another Guardian
to
so
get
he can
to
ride on that Guardian to go chase the Chief.
right,
Um, which that's where the St. Helio stuff is, and the Arbiter's there, and he's fighting
which
people.
the Arbiter looks so badass in this one.
Oh
I
my god,
loved
he
his
really does,
character
dude.
design in this one. His armor was on point. It actually looked so much better than any of his past armor, you
Thousand
know?
percent.
Yeah.
1000%. And then at the very end, after you beat 3 of the boss that you've killed,
Yeah.
3 other times, one with 2 of them,
Yeah.
then
Which
the Cortana makes all the AIs go with her, and they kill humans to take the mantle of responsibility. And that's how it ends.
yeah. Yeah, no. I gotta say, the Warden, anytime you fought him, was super underwhelming. Even if
Oh
we
my
were
god,
playing it
dude.
on heroic, you know, it
Which
was
did you play it
just
on heroic or
heroic.
normal? Okay.
Why did you play it on normal?
No, I played on heroic. There were a couple times where I wanted to go back down because, like, God, dude, what this game really showed me is how bad I am at shooting on a controller now.
Oh, I got used to it pretty quick. But were you
It's been
using your
terrible. It
Elite
was,
controller?
yeah.
Yeah, I had to switch out my thumbsticks. So the way I have it set up, hold on, let me grab it. So I have it set up. I have the long thumbstick, right? I had it on my look on this
Mhm.
one,
Mhm.
and
Correct.
it threw me off so much that I had to switch it.
Oh no, I see. I always had the long one on the look and the short one on the left, with my triggers also clicked, so that way they weren't
So
full
you
G
didn't have
presses
right?
either.
No, that's how I do it too. But no, I had to switch it because looking around with that thing, it would fuck me up.
I mean, it's just been so long since I've used a
Oh
controller
yeah,
in a
no,
first-person shooter, right?
those first few levels, I was whiffing shots, but luckily enough, aim assist helped so much.
Oh, it's true,
Dude,
dude.
I didn't realize how much aim assist really affected it till I realized that it would literally snap to their heads for me.
So side tangent. If you still have that Xbox, play
It's right here.
play a Call of Duty game.
No, I'm good.
No, dude, I've been playing Cold War just like fucking around just because I'm earning achievements in it. and holy shit, the aim assist in Call of Duty makes it so like I'm playing on realistic, and it just makes it like fucking stupid easy.
Jesus.
Like it's actually kind of bad how much aim assist like helps, and it makes me want to go and actually play Infinite on controller just to see like what it's like on there, because I never like have tried, right? Just because I play mouse and keyboard now, like I can't. It's hard for me to do anything else, right?
Right. Yeah.
I,
Which, I mean, so we both I mean, you bought it, I bought it. I played it a lot yesterday, but Monster Hunter, don't play it on keyboard and mouse ever. I remember trying to play Monster Hunter World,
Oh
keyboard and
no.
mouse. It was miserable.
It's funny,
So,
I have this conversation with the wife sometimes. She goes, "Why do you play some on your mouse and keyboard and other ones on a controller?" I said, "There's just games that are made for a gamepad, right?" And like
yeah.
Monster Hunter's for sure one of them. For me, Dark Souls is definitely one of them, right? Like
Yeah,
Yakuza is another one. Like I played,
I wouldn't know yet.
Yakuza 0 through 2, so I've played about 300 hours of fucking Yakuza all on a controller, right? Like it's just there are some games that are made for controller and others that are just made for mouse and keyboard, and it's all just about game feel, honestly.
Oh
Like
yeah. No, I agree with that 100%.
it's just it's interesting, right? That everybody gets their PCs, but then there's just games that you play on your
Right.
controller, no matter what.
Yeah.
So
So, all right. So back to Halo 5 though. So we talked about how like simple the story really was, right? Let's get on to game like mechanic or game design. Um so I thought Halo 5 was very very pretty looking, right? But
gorgeous, actually. I do think it's a
but
beautiful game still.
I hate the saturation of that game just felt off. It made the way that the atmosphere like looked just didn't
Hmm.
feel like Halo to me.
No, it definitely. I don't know.
It was dull, but it also felt very washed out, like color
Hmm.
wise. I don't,
Totally.
and I didn't like it. No,
There's no vibrancy like you see
no,
in other. Once again, I'll refer back to other Halo games, right? Like as a point of comparison, like it was very detail rendered, but everything was a very singular color palette.
right? No, and
Um,
I just
it's just yeah, I'm with you on that one. It suffers, and Halo Infinite gets this to a worse degree, right? But like, yeah, you go places in Halo 5 and it's cool, but
right.
like they all kind of look the same
Yeah,
ish. Like,
I mean they fixed that issue in Halo 5, or not Halo 5, sorry, Halo Infinite, where it doesn't look saturated like it does. It actually does look pretty vibrant.
yeah, you just go
So
to only 3 different locations in that
right,
entire game.
but
So,
yet it still looks pretty goddamn beautiful.
mhm.
um, Enemies, I'm glad that there's no brutes. To be completely
Prometheans
honest,
still fucking suck though, man. Like, they're just no fun to fight.
the knights were, which I'm glad that they, removed how many knights we got to fight compared to Halo 4.
It made the knights feel like an
Actually,
actual fight, right? Like
right.
it was actually worth it. They were kind of a pain in the ass. Like
Oh yeah.
once you figure out to just shoot the arms off and then shoot the face twice, like it
Yeah.
becomes pretty easy. But
Right, but they were a challenge in the beginning of the when you fought them.
exactly. And I
Um
would say even lasting throughout, right? Just because they would teleport. Um for
yeah.
me anyway, they would constantly teleport into my face with their scatter shots and then
Oh.
just fucking take me
Oh.
out, right? Like that was
The Watchers were a lot easier to kill in this one. Thank God. They weren't as slippery as they were in Halo 4. So,
no, they really weren't. Like it honestly, everything about the Prometheans felt pretty tuned down. They
right.
just, like I said, there's just an order. Like I was saying in Halo 4, that there's just an order of operations
Yeah.
of
Kill the
how you kill people.
crawlers. Yeah, kill the crawlers first because they're the easiest and they still have a huge hitbox on their head.
Yep.
The new one, what is the Warriors, right?
How did you feel about them? Because they just felt like more humans, but like,
I honestly,
like,
I just kind of
shittier.
killed them and called it a day.
And
You
like they
know,
also, even still,
they were
felt
forgettable.
like they felt just like the feedback that you would get for trying to kill them just like didn't exist. Like, and I think that's just my main problem with the Prometheans as a whole is that they just didn't like. There's no
There's no
solid feedback
right.
that your hits are hitting.
Yeah. It was hard to tell like if you were hitting them. You would see them glow or like flinch and stuff, but that was mainly it.
Yeah.
The Covenant. felt a lot more like they felt more bullet spongy in this one.
It's true. It really is fucking just like, I don't know, man.
Uh,
Like everything about this game just felt like it was like a
it just
struggle to
felt
play through.
off. Yeah. The grunts, if you didn't hit them in the head, it took like twice as many bullets as usual. Jackals were a lot harder to kill in this game.
My
Like
God.
to try to usually you'll make them flinch by shooting their hand, right? And then
Yeah.
doing a headshot. I feel like that hitbox got smaller to hit. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it was just a pain in the ass. Elites, they were actually a lot easier to kill than the grunts and the jackals for
Yeah.
me. Hunters, ooh, actually my favorite hunter scene was the elevator when it forms in front of you.
I gotta say, dude,
But they were underwhelming.
I disagree. I actually think the hunters were a pretty good fight in this one. Like,
Really?
they felt like there was actual push and pull. Yes, I love the fact that they like actually like
Showed
finally
what they
the
were.
hunter worms get together and they
Yeah.
go blah, 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 and they grow into this big fucking
Mhm.
thing. And I did feel that they were honestly like for the fucking first time ever, the hunters actually felt like a challenge to me anyway, personally, right?
Right.
Unless I mean, there was always a fuel rod cannon right there, which always felt like the cheap, easy way out.
Yeah.
So like, if you were really struggling, just grab one of those. But like, if you didn't have like a fuel rod cannon just sitting there, like it was. I gotta say, man, they were pretty fucking fun to fight.
No,
I
I
enjoyed
agree.
it.
But like I said, they were a little underwhelming in my so but I mean, it is what it is.
I struggled.
Yeah.
But I'm just an idiot, so.
I was happy there weren't actually no. Now I'm thinking back, there actually was one level where you got to use a warthog and a tank. Now that I think about it, it's the one with the AI governor where you get to use the tank. The tank felt slower.
Yeah, it felt
Shooting
slow, it
wise.
felt chunky.
Yeah.
I honestly like
The AI, like your AI teammates actually weren't bad.
No,
They
no,
were
they
actually
actually
pretty
weren't for once, and it
right.
was fucking dope.
Oh, I was so confused. The first time I got down because I totally forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, did that fuck you up at all or no?
It did a little bit. It did a little bit. And then the first time dying in a vehicle, because I'm like, oh, I'll just get revived and not, not going down, but not out and stuff,
And also some of the Promethean weapons force that too, where you would just like disintegrate. That
Yeah.
always felt shitty, right? Because like
Right.
it's like, okay, so when do I like die and when do I not die? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Inconsistency for me is always like the killer of shit, and it's just fuck, dude. I was just like, God damn it, like come on.
Right.
Like at least let's be consistent with this, right?
Weapons. So, weapons. Actually, hold on. No, back to vehicles. Sorry. So, tank felt clunky. Warthog was fine. Ghost was fine. Ghost hasn't changed. Same with the Warthog, really.
Yeah.
I enjoyed what's it called? The photon?
Yeah,
I
dude,
enjoyed
those
that
actually
one.
felt really good to fly. Like I actually enjoyed the shit out of
Yeah.
those.
Banshees, I mean, they're still the same, but they also felt a little slow to me.
I hate on it, dude. In the Banshees, for me, felt terrible. I fucking
Yeah.
despise them, dude.
Yeah. But no, the photon, I thoroughly enjoyed using the photon a lot.
I wish you would bring that back. I'll be honest with you. Like,
I'm surprised that well, I don't they probably can't bring it back at this point about it. But no,
I don't think
it
that
was
there's.
a good, or
I
at
don't
least
think Halo 5 is nearly like Halo 5 sucks. Don't get me wrong. Like from a narrative standpoint, it's pretty
oh
terrible.
yeah.
But I think a lot of the stuff around it actually is pretty fucking not bad, right? Like salvageable, right? I think
Right.
the photon needs to come back, like for sure. But there's no point right now because they got rid of the
Mhm.
Prometheans, I guess, at least for now, anyway.
Yeah.
Um, like, and the weapon and the vehicles feel clunky, but the weapons always felt like the weapons actually felt good to me
I
personally, like especially
agree.
the human ones.
The battle rifle doesn't sound like shit.
Battle rifles back,
Yeah, no, it
baby.
doesn't sound like that fucking pitter patter that Halo 4 had.
Yeah.
Um, the Magnum's still good, which was
Oh yeah.
nice. Um,
Shotgun didn't feel like super shitty and
I
broken.
actually barely use the shotgun, so I can't really
Really,
say anything on it.
I enjoyed it.
What is the saw was great.
Saw's fucking dope.
That
The
one was
assault rifle
really
actually
good.
felt good to shoot. Like honestly, the human weapons, and I've always been a
A big human weapon fan,
big
anyway.
human weapon guy, right? I
Yeah.
never liked the Covenant weapons all that much. They're all kind of
Which
sleeper.
So we both agree that the human weapons were top tier in this one.
Top titty.
Rockets felt weird though. I don't know how I feel about the rockets in this one.
I
They
like
they
I
weren't
like
bad.
I like the design of
I
this rocket launcher though. Like the
I
single
did too.
tube, like
Yeah. I
kind of
enjoyed
enjoyed.
that. But part of me is always gonna miss, the double barrel rocket, right? You shoot one and then you see it spin and
Yeah.
everything. That
Oh yeah.
I miss that, but it is what it is. It's not a big deal, but the rocket felt a little underwhelming in this one too. Uh
I'll be honest, dude. After they got rid of tracking and rocket launchers,
oh
I
yeah.
rarely used them.
Oh I That's one thing that always makes me angry when they got rid of that.
I
Um
just whiff my shots, so
yeah,
there's just
I
no
do
point.
too. Um Covenant weapons, the Needler is a power weapon.
Yes,
It
facts.
is the craziest power weapon that you can get, and like most enemies have it. The storm rifle isn't bad, but I feel like it overheated too quickly.
I
Um,
don't think I touched a storm rifle
I did a lot
unless I absolutely had to.
just because when it came to human weapons, you barely would find ammo. So, because apparently
I had a hiccup.
343 hates ammo. The human
What is
weapons.
with that, dude?
Yeah,
Why do they hate ammunition so much? Like,
I,
you know what was weird? Okay, so I've been thinking about this for a minute, right? In Halo 5, I don't think that you have any AI help, like ever.
no, technically you do.
Minus your 3, but there's no like Marines except for like
Oh yeah, no.
a quarter of a
Well,
second on Meridian and like a quarter of a second on St. Helios, but that's
yeah,
it.
that's it.
Like
Other
it
than
feels
that, it's
weird to
just a
not.
team of 4.
Yeah, it's just the team of 4, which I don't know. You lose something with that though, because the Marines were fucking funny as shit, right?
Yeah,
Like they
because they
were
would
just
always
like
say something.
yeah, they'd have their quips and they'd be like the foil for what's going on and
Right.
shit like that. There's like none of that now.
And right, you don't hear the random like cameos from actors, Like remember when we were talking about Halo 2, we had
Mhm.
like Michelle Rodriguez as one of the Marines at one point,
Yeah,
and a bunch of other, people. I think Seth is it Seth Green, right?
yeah, I think he is
Yeah,
too.
Seth Green was in Halo 2. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just you lose that foil, which fucking kind of sucks.
Right.
How do you feel about? So we should talk about the ending for a second,
Well,
right?
wait.
Like, no,
Let's finish weapons first.
oh,
Because we didn't finish the Promethean weapons though.
light rifle still best. That's it.
I agree.
Scatter shot too.
Scattershot's not bad, but I didn't realize the the hell's the one that the dogs have?
The
The
suppressor.
Yeah, that one tracks like
Yeah,
a needler. I don't Did it do that in Halo 4? I don't remember because
I,
like we because it was
I don't think
forgettable.
so.
Yeah. So this
I never
one,
used it, so
yeah, this one was on par with the Needler, to be honest. A little weaker than it, but it still
yeah.
did the job. It had more ammo in it, so it would take the entire clip to kill him, but at least it tracked well.
At least it did something with it, right? Like, yeah,
Right.
it wasn't like in a pinch, I'd grab it and use
Yeah.
it, but
I'm trying to. I think those are the only 3 Promethean weapons I used. I think there were like 2 more, but I didn't use. I don't think they
there's the
took.
bolt shot and then the incendiary
Oh,
rifle.
I did use the incendiary rifle. I never picked up the bolt shot.
No,
I,
no,
just because I hated it in Halo 4 because it was just so slow or like fast. It could never decide which one it wanted to be. And
yeah.
so I didn't use it. But if I had to rank the weapons in this game, it'd be human, Covenant, Promethean weapon.
Facts.
So, and it's not even a close race between first and second or second and third.
Nope.
So
not at all.
Yeah. But you were saying about the end game, right?
So how do you feel? I'll be honest. I don't hate the at the end of Halo Infinite, right? You see Cortana basically like changing all these AI to
You mean
being
Halo
part of her,
5?
or Halo 5, whatever. Yeah. You see Cortana change all the AI and convince them to take up this mantle of responsibility and but then subsequently kill humans. While in practice in the game, it kind of felt not great because it was kind of like all kind of told you in the middle of a boss fight, which
Right.
felt really fucking dumb.
Which,
I think the idea of that's actually like pretty fucking interesting to like think about, right? Like we've created these AI like in game and probably here soon. I mean, this goes back to even real lives with like robots and shit, right? Like we create these things to like basically be subservient help to us. What happens if they decide that they're not going to anymore, right? Like the premise of it, I think, is really good. Like in is super fucking cool in terms of Halo, right? Because I mean, if you look at it, everybody does like even look at Lasky with the AI Roland, or if you played Halo Wars and Carter with fuck, I don't remember what their AI's name is on that one, or Chief with Cortana, right? Like everybody like leans on their AI for all this shit, right?
Right. Which
what happens if they just decide, nah, dog, we're done, fuck you?
Which I'm surprised, like Roland, I'm surprised that he didn't get, turned. Because remember in the beginning when he got like super angry because no one was fucking listening to him?
I thought, dude, if there was anybody who would, I figured it would be him.
Right. But he didn't. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I was expecting him to, especially when Cortana showed up on the Infinity. I thought she was gonna like corrupt him and shit, but it didn't happen.
I thought it was done, dude. I thought he was like, all right, well, bye, Roland. Like,
right.
I forgot that he doesn't, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. That
which I actually liked his design as an AI. I just thought it looked pretty like neat and cool looking.
Like an old aviator pilot. Like it was fucking cool looking.
Which I'm kind of how Cortana was designed in this one.
I mean, once again, she's got to get her makeover every game.
Yeah, but like she looked a lot better in this game compared to Halo 4.
You lost the belly button.
Yeah. And she's blue still. I miss purple Cortana.
I do too. I'll be honest.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, the ending was just kind of abrupt, cliffhanger, and I don't know. It didn't resonate well with me.
It's just like as soon as it begins, it feels like it ends, and there's nothing really else going on.
And then we'll talk about this more when we finally, do the Halo Infinite one, but there's a lot of stuff left out in between Halo 5 and Infinite.
So it's fascinating in hindsight to especially after playing Infinite, right? Like they just kind of got rid of everything from Halo. Like it's like almost none of it's even addressed anymore. Like it's like 343 has gone out of their way to erase this game out of history.
They literally pretty much retconned it by saying that she had a change of heart.
Yeah. basically.
Which I haven't really kept up with lore for anything after Halo 5. So I don't know exactly like what is going on. I'm probably going to have to watch a YouTube video soon to see exactly what happened between Halo 5 and Infinite.
Without spoiling it, they do kind of like touch it
in the
at
game,
the end of Infinite, yeah.
But I mean, it's still in the beginning of the game, you're just kind of like, how did we get here?
It's true. Like, okay, why this now? Like, and
right. And
we'll dive more into that
yeah.
because I think that it actually works.
Right. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just one of those things when I started playing Infinite Campaign where I was like, what's going on?
It's fair.
So, but yeah, but Halo 5, I mean, I remember enjoying it a lot when it came out. Playing it again, I'm not a fan of the direction it went, just because you're used to playing as Master Chief and you don't really get to play as Master Chief enough.
No.
And you don't have that connection to Locke because he's just a one-dimensional character. I hated his dialogue. I hated him as a character, as a person.
Yeah, Locke just sucks.
He didn't have. But you would think that a fire team would actually have a pretty good relationship, you know?
Yeah.
But they don't. I feel like the one really holding them together was Buck.
And I wonder why that was.
Right. From what we learned about Vale and Tanaka, I actually liked them a lot more than I did Locke.
It's fair, honestly.
Other than that, I mean, of course I have the love for Blue Team because I've read the books, I've dove into that lore, and it was great actually seeing them interact with the Chief in game finally. Fred is my second favorite Spartan 2. Kelly is a close third. Linda's Linda, so it's hard to say.
Linda's armor design sucks, but like I think Linda's like fine. Like,
right. I wish they showed off more of like, say like Kelly, you know, because remember she's supposed to be like the fucking like fastest Spartan 2.
Yeah.
Like I would have loved, you know, I wish they went the direction of more tactical, you know, where you could point tell them where to go, but I wish
you
could have
do
like,
more than just that.
Right, you can be like, "Hey, Kelly, go over here." Like flank them and shit, you know?
Suppressing fire and shit like that. Like shit like that would be dope. Like I agree.
Especially with the Spartan 2s. I mean, they're built as a team unit. They should be able to interact even better than that, which I mean, I wish they had more time to work on Halo 5, I guess, because between Halo 4 and Halo 5 it was what? 3 years?
Yep.
So, I wish they had pretty much the same amount of time as they did with, you know, Halo 5 and Infinite.
I would agree. Like I do think that they're, I don't know, like it's funny because you read interviews and they're like, yeah, we're listening to feedback and things like that, and it's like, well, did you? Because you kind of, I don't know, like I don't want to say that like Halo 5 shit the bed, but Halo 5 shit the bed. Like,
yeah, no, it did.
Just not that good.
And I just remember being so hyped for it because I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. We get to play as more Spartans, but then finally playing it, I was like, I've actually only played Halo 5 campaign one time before this, and that's when it came out.
Yeah, same, honestly.
So
like,
I
that's
never,
about it.
yeah, I never tried to go and play Legend, or no, actually no, I did try to play Legendary, so I lied. I've played it one other time after playing it after the first time, but I didn't even finish it on Legendary because I guess I just got bored of it.
Yeah.
I think I got like halfway through. Whereas in Halo 4, I got 3/4 of the way through and stopped.
What I did.
Yeah.
I was looking back through. I was like, oh, I actually like tried to play this on Legendary and got like halfway through, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess it wasn't that bad.
Right. I apparently found 1 skull, and that was it.
I found 0 my first times around. I got 2 this time.
I didn't even try looking. I was just like, I'm not gonna go for this.
I had opened the IGN.
Oh, you did.
Where there are, and I'm like, oh, this is easy. I'll do this. But there's some on there, and I do think this is a kind of cool design for some of the skulls. It's like some of them you could only do on Legendary, which is kind of dope.
Well, that's how it was in Halo 2.
Was it? I don't even remember. I don't think I got all the skulls in Halo 2.
Oh, well, yeah, I did. But I mean,
I was more focused on playing multiplayer.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have multiplayer when Halo 2 came. But
I was too busy getting sweaty.
Yeah, I mean, I got sweaty the last summer Halo 2 was, not involved in Halo 3. So
fair.
But yeah, no. Halo 5's campaign, very underwhelming. I still enjoyed it more than 4 to a point. It's not a huge gap between them.
I would say that's interesting that you even like that those words came out of your mouth. I didn't expect that. I'll be honest with you. I get it. Well, I get why.
It's mainly gameplay wise.
Which is the only reason why I'm like, oh, okay, I can see why.
Yeah. Story wise, it's not as forgettable as Halo 4. There are a lot more things I remembered from Halo 5 than I did from Halo 4.
Yeah.
Character designs improved a lot more. Like I said, no more draft neck with the Spartan Force. Because it would have been so weird seeing Buck with like a long fucking neck.
Long neck.
Especially like knowing what he looks like.
I'm just thinking it now and it's making me giggle inside.
Which I am happy how Buck decided to go with a ODST inspired Spartan 4 armor set. Because I mean, he's not gonna, get rid of where he came from. He was an ODST. He was before Spartans were there, they were the best of the best. So it was nice seeing that even though he's a Spartan 4 now, he didn't forget where he came from.
Yeah. So, and even his armor looks very ODST-esque, which I appreciate.
Well, yeah, which I just said.
I know.
I
just had to sound smart, leave me alone.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, those are the reasons why I liked Halo 5 more.
That's fair. I understand.
So, and we didn't have slog levels like we did with Halo 4, like the elephant level. So
God, that still hurts my heart to even think about. I'll be honest with you.
Right? So yeah. I mean, that
terrible fucking level.
That was Halo 5 in a nutshell, honestly.
It's kind of a quick and dirty one, right? It's just
subpar.
Subpar, not very good. Kind of shit.
Yeah, subpar campaign, amazing multiplayer, great cosmetics.
Yeah.
Very shittily done microtransactions. But I mean, it's still probably at that point in time 343's best that they could have done.
You have to think. This came out and people said this was the end of Halo. This is it. You're done. This is.
But yet it really kept the multiplayer of what made Halo alive.
You can't stress it enough, dude.
Yeah.
I think the multiplayer is fucking actually awesome.
Which I know I've said this in a past episode, but it's still the only one where when Halo 5 multiplayer like first launched, right? I only played ranked team SWAT and got to Onyx, and I'm like, I'm done. Everyone's sweating now. I don't want to play this anymore.
Everybody's like playing really good now. It's terrible.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to be an Onyx. Can I go back down? And I couldn't go back down. It was awful.
First world fucking problems.
I know.
I'm clawing my way to Onyx right now in Infinite, and it's honestly been a fucking
I
awesome
mean,
ride.
yeah, I mean, you clawed your way to Diamond, whereas me and Mistake literally placed in Diamond.
I know. I
That's
know. It's a shitty world I live
I
in.
couldn't imagine. I mean, it reminds me of when I was doing back when Overwatch came out. Me and Mistake were playing ranked Overwatch with each other. We were doing our placement matches. He had, I think, 2 more matches than I had. So he ranked up first, and then a buddy of ours came in and pretty much made us lose. And then I ranked gold instead of plat.
Oh, poor baby.
I was like, what the fuck? I would have been plat instead of gold if you hadn't fucking come in here.
But that's always the tragic part, right? And honestly, there's something to be said, and I need Halo Infinite to kind of put this in now of like having like a threshold of who you can play with, because yeah, you play with like absolute like shitters and they just tank your fucking MMR.
Right.
It was so fucking hard in Halo, or not Halo, Overwatch, that like actually deal with that, because
Yeah.
fuck, I hated like playing with shitters.
Right. I
It
mean,
was so hard for me to like keep it cool.
yeah. No, it was awful. I mean, but that was like early Overwatch days though too. So, but I mean, I wouldn't know late Overwatch just because I stopped playing a long time ago. So,
When did you stop playing?
uh
Pre
2017.
or post roll lock?
I don't remember.
Did you have to pick DPS, tank, or healer?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I do remember the early days where there would just be a team of fucking Genjis at one point, or a team
Oh
of
my
fucking
god, dude.
Hanzos, and you're just like,
So
what the
good.
hell's going on?
I loved it so
I
much, honestly.
I remember wanting to main Hanzo for like the longest time, and like when the game came out, and I played him for a good amount of time, and then I switched to Roadhog. Roadhog was probably my favorite, but then I realized how good Torbjorn was. Or like my one buddy likes to call him Torbjorn.
Torbjorn, so I started playing Overwatch on console first because I didn't have a PC at the time. And Torbjorn was legit. If you could hit the arcs of your shots, or legit
I was
was
so
just
good.
was so broken, dude. So fucking broken, because nobody could deal with turrets, because like
Yep.
everybody, you'd have to slowly turn to aim, right? And so you'd set up a turret up where they would come around the corner, the turret would be behind them,
Dude,
it just fucking like get a four
even
banger.
even on PC, no one like there were placements I remember that no one would put, and it was the best. And as soon as you got it to level 3, you were golden.
Yeah.
I remember I
So
would get play
stupid.
of the game, and it was literally just my turret looking down
Just
the
the
sights.
turret doing things, and you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, bitch.
And then I had the Blackbeard skin for Torby too, so
Oh,
it was
of
nice.
course.
But yeah, no. Halo 5, does it hold up? No,
No.
not at all.
This is a solid skip in my book.
Yeah, no,
Boys.
you can play Halo 4 and then skip straight to Halo Infinite.
You
But
can just skip
I
4
still
and 5.
Yeah, no, that's true. Well, okay, you can play the first level of 4.
Watch a video.
Yeah, or watch a video, or just play the first level of 4 and then play the last level of 5, and then there, boom, that's all you need.
Perfect. Nailed it.
Yeah,
Do that.
that's what I would do.
Same.
Ugh. But so this will be the, well, not final episode of the Halo series for the Backlog Butchers, but it's very close. Our next game is actually going to be what is it?
What Remains of Edith Finch,
which I've never played. I have it downloaded, and it should only be what, like 2.5 hours, right?
Oh, I'm so excited for you to play it, dude. I'm so excited. Just
I
enjoy
mean,
the ride, man.
It
It's
actually,
so good.
when I was looking at the screenshots, it actually doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good.
You just need to trust me on this one.
I mean, I trust you on it 100%, but from what I saw, I've only seen the pictures. I didn't watch like the trailer for it or whatnot. So I'm going in completely blind besides seeing, what it looked like.
That makes me so happy to hear, honestly. Like that now somebody's gonna be playing it that hasn't played it before. Like,
Right. Well, I mean, Mistake hasn't played it before either. So,
yeah, that's crazy to me. But
I mean, I never heard of it before you had mentioned it when we were, making our initial list anyway. There are plenty of games on there that I've never heard of before that. Frog Fractures I never heard of.
I'm excited about that one.
And I think like a few other ones that you added. One that I'm actually low key excited for some reason to replay is the Colonel Sanders dating sim.
Oh my god, dude!
I'm actually kind of happy to replay that. So, and then Amori, I'm actually really excited to actually play that because I've heard such good things about it.
Yeah.
As to when we're gonna play that one, we don't know yet, but
I think soon.
Probably. I mean, I'd have to buy it first, of course.
It's on sale right now.
Yeah, but I also want to see if I get this new job first.
That's fair.
Yeah, I have my interview tomorrow, so
good
fingers
luck.
crossed that I would actually be going back to my old company, but honestly, I'd much rather be back at that old company doing operations than, trying to not sell people stuff, but getting people to sign up for shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, I think that this is probably our shortest episode yet. I think this is only gonna be about an hour.
Yeah, that's honestly for this game perfectly
Yeah.
fine.
So with that being said, I guess we'll end it here. Ned, we can't find you anywhere yet, can we?
No. I keep toying with the idea of like actually starting something, and then I just don't because I'm enjoying not doing things, which is so
That makes
stupid. But
sense. I
I'm
totally get
enjoying
it.
I'm enjoying being able to just like play what I want to play and do
Yeah.
what I want to do and not have to worry about making content. Like I'm more than happy to sit here and just play Halo for hours on end and not have to worry if like
Right.
anybody's enjoying it or not. Like,
Yeah, no, I get it. And for me, is I said it last episode, but I haven't edited any of the footage that I've gone through, and I haven't recorded what I wanted to for that IRL channel that I'm wanting to do, which I have the time to do it, but I've been putting it off for whatever reason. I should just, get it done, upload, but I'm just being lazy, I guess.
I get it.
Yeah. And I mean, I just bought Monster Hunter Rise the other day, and I am enjoying it, even though I've played what 3.5 hours of it so far, but yet I'm still only not even past like the first part. Because now
really?
I'm on the 1-star stuff. Or no, I just got to the 2-star monsters. So
Like, if I remember, because I played it a little bit on Switch, and it feels like it takes longer to get to that point. Like, I don't know. I'm excited to play it on PC because I'd much rather play it with like an Xbox gamepad rather than
I
on
agree.
Switch.
Like, when it came out on Switch, I was just kind of like, maybe I'll get it for Switch. I never did, of course. And then when I found out it came to PC, I was pretty ecstatic because I loved Monster Hunter World. So,
Oh my god, same.
yeah. The one thing
What a game, dude.
Yeah, the one thing I am gonna nitpick is the fact that the cat chef from Monster Hunter World isn't in it. But
so sad, dude. I do like the dongle making cats, but
yes.
but yeah, it's no cat chef.
No.
Either that or the cat chef grandma from Iceborne. Like,
yep.
I'm wondering if they're gonna end up doing a world 2, or if we're gonna keep with the Monster Hunter Rise track.
Well, I think they're adding DLC to Rise soon, are they?
Yeah, I think, yeah. Well, yes, I just don't remember when.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a Monster Hunter World 2, just because, I mean, for the PC, you can definitely tell it's a Switch game. It was made for Switch.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, I don't mind it at all, because it still plays pretty goddamn well. So no complaints.
It does feel
here.
a little slower. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Does it?
To me, compared to World, yeah.
Well, I can see that, but I do enjoy the movement in this game a lot more.
There's a lot more with the wire bugs and stuff. There's a lot more good movement
and
options,
the pal
which
mute.
I enjoy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially for me being a dual blade user.
One of those dirty bastards.
Yeah, I'm an edgelord. That. So, but with that being said,
we've gotten way off tangent.
Yeah, no, we have. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Links will be down below. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button. Think about hitting that subscribe button. If you're listening to us wherever you're listening to us, wherever you get your podcast, we are on Spotify, we're on Google, we're on Castbox. Maybe Apple soon if we can figure out how to get that shit done. Yeah, because that shit's confusing. But, you know, help us with that algorithm. If you have any games that you want us to play, let us know. Hopefully it's not on our list. And we'll definitely, you know, give it a look over and decide if we actually want to play it or not. Most likely we will, depending on what it is. But,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but thank you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, evening, whatever time it is. So, and we will catch you in the next one.
Catch you on the flip side,
Deuces.
bitches.